Good job. Think about maybe like settling in a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like less. Think about less is more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and notice where you have tension, where you're holding tension in your body.
Okay.
Okay. Have you ever heard the word sabai?
No.
You know what that means? In Thai, it means like basically peace. It means relaxation. It means like chill. It means calm.
Okay.
Right. So if a coach says to you sabai, it means like chill, you know what I mean?
Like you're holding a lot of
yeah. So try to like think about where you're holding tension, right?
Okay.
And take some breaths and try to like move just a little bit more deliberately and just like throw, you know what I mean? Like stuff and yeah, have a little bit of fun with it. Yeah.
1 hour later.
All right, cool. So like, have you ever thought about where your weight is when you're throwing a strike?
I have, and I feel like I tend to be more forward.
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. But have you ever thought about like the fact that like whether you're forward, right, or you're back, right, or you're more even stance, right, if you throw across, right, the majority of your weight's going to come over to your lead.
Right.
Okay, so if you're already forward here, right, that's just going to be more true.
Right.
Okay, if you are a little bit more even here, right, when you throw a punch, right, it's going to allow you to like transfer that weight over, right, in like in like more of like kind of an even and economic sort of a fashion. So the idea
here I'm like if I start forward, then I'm going to pass my knee and my center of gravity.
Exactly. So like, yeah, I'm not neurotypical, okay? The Venn diagram of trans people and not being neurotypical, you know what I mean? Like, is like, it's basically a circle, right? So like, I like to have like these like different rules, you know, like that I basically go through in order to like figure out if I'm doing something efficiently or not.
Okay.
All right. But the other thing about rules is that rules are made to be broken, right?
Yeah, you have to know when you can step outside of that.
Exactly, right? So one thing I like to keep in mind is like, where's my nose, okay? If my nose is over my knee, then I know that I'm, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that I'm off. It's gonna take me longer to recover, right? I'm gonna be easier to hit if I'm here, right? Versus if I'm here. So when I throw a punch, right, I try to make sure that my spine is in alignment here, and that I'm throwing, you know what I mean, like, and allowing to know where my weight is and knowing that it's not too far one way or the other, right? And it's going to be pretty much the same when you're kicking, you know, like, and as when you're throwing punches, right? So what I want you to see is that when you're here and you throw your cross, feel the weight come to here, and rather than like going up on your toes and letting yourself kind of come here, let yourself stay centered here, like a top, okay? I like to think of my body as a top, all right? Or like a dreidel, because I'm Jewish, right? So it's like you fucking spin the dreidel. If the dreidel is on its axis, it's nice and straight, right? You know, like, and it goes fast. As soon as it gets off its axis,
is when it all starts going.
Yeah, the top is wobbly. Yeah. So I like to make sure that I'm in balance and that I'm, you know what I mean, like that my top, you know what I mean,
so
like
you can get like pulled off, but even further out balance, get swept, get kicked.
Exactly. Yeah. So when I throw a punch, right, I keep myself in alignment here, right? And I still have weight here. It's not all over here, right? So there might be like 65% of your weight, right, is going to transfer to this, right? But like 35%, you know what I mean? Like it's probably still going to be, maybe not that much, you know, like, you know,
there's
like
a significant amount of weight.
A significant amount of weight is still going to be on your foot that's mobile.
Right.
Right? So when I throw this foot's mobile, it drives forward and I stay here. My weight transfers over to here because I'm sitting on the punch, right? But I'm still in alignment. I'm nice and solid. Same thing when I throw my left, right? Boom, like that, okay? I go over here, right? And I'm still following that same rule. This foot goes flat, yeah? Most of my weight's here, but I still have weight here, boom, like that, as I come over and I'm, yeah? I like to say that your spine's in alignment. You have a very homophobic spine, meaning it's straight, okay? Yeah? Yeah? Feel that transfer. Do it a little bit slower at first. Also, like, try to get off of the surfboard, right? Like right now you're not entirely on a surfboard.
Yeah, not like on the line.
Yeah, you're not like on a line, but you're still like a little bit more.
Yeah,
than
I do find that I tend to.
Yeah, if you put yourself here, okay, everyone has different stances, and I have times where, you know, like where I like to be on the back foot because I'm a teeper, okay? I really like to work my teep, all right? I also naturally am a Muay Thai fighter. That was the first thing I ever excelled at, which is a heavy puncher with like strong low kicks.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's like, a Muay Thai is like a forward pressure boxer, right? And so that was the first thing that I was ever good at. Basically, like you take damage to deal damage. You're just like, fuck you, right?
Right.
So, like, I might be more on my front foot sometimes. I might be more on my back foot.
Right.
Right? But my zero, you know what I mean? Like, as I've trained it to be, is more here.
Right.
Right? And like, I like to think of this as being like the root of a femur style stance, is that like my weight is in balance, which allows me to deliberately shift what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Easier
like
to get back to the.
Exactly. But like when I'm like my zero is going to come back to here so that I can shift more readily. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like if I have my thing, I like to think of myself as, do you know who Yosemite Sam is?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Looney Tunes. So it's like got the fucking pistols. It's like the varmint, goddamn, pew, 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 right? Yeah. Like my hips are like the 6 guns.
Okay.
All right. My hips are like the 6 guns. If I'm facing you, right, my hips are like the 6 guns, like this. Yeah. And like basically, like when I go to shoot, you know what I mean? Like my hip goes to point at you, right? When I go to shoot, pow, right? My hip goes to point at you, pow, right? The 6 guns there, but I start here.
Right.
Yeah. And that's even when I throw a kick, pow.
Yeah.
Right? Pow. Yeah. It's still the same premise, right? Of this like fundamental weight transfer of staying on the top. So if you open up your stance just a little bit, you should be able to transfer your weight just a little bit more efficiently. Yeah, like as you transfer, as you act like a top.
As opposed
to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, even if you're like that, then you don't feel on balance when you're like
But
this.
do you also see that
when you slide it to the side, you're more spread out.
You're still
more of a triangle.
Exactly. Yeah, it's much more of a triangle. So you're in front of me. This is how I would fight you, right? Here we are. I just want you to go ahead and throw your cross at me. Nice and easy. Yeah, there you go. Now throw your hook like you'd throw it at me. Yeah, and throw your cross. Yeah, throw your hook. Yeah. Feel how your weight wasn't there? Do you feel that that imbalance, right? This is an imbalance that I noticed, right? Yeah. So this, yeah. This is going to help you, you know what I mean? Like have better access to all of your weapons. Yeah. You know, like, and also be better defended because you're always coming back into this.
Yeah, because I do find that when I've done any amount of sparring in the past, like when people come with their left kick, it's harder for me to get up here than it is for, or actually no, the other way around.
The other way around, which it should be easier.
Exactly. You're supposed
it should always be easier to
like
get
traditional Muay Thai tends to be on the back foot.
Types of traditional Muay Thai. right? Again, there's like saying what is and what isn't traditional Muay Thai.
Yeah,
it's
kind of like
you know, like the answer is yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it's like there's a lot of things that like the one thing that I think is cool about Muay Thai is that it's been able to like adopt other things in order to stay dominant. Yeah. Right? It's like rather than just being like, no, this is the only thing we do. You know what I mean? Like it's like well, this actually has some merit, right?
Because they tend to now they're like picking up a little more boxing than used to be in there. So
all sorts of other stuff, right? So my style, okay, is like based around like this like weight transfer premise that like Chat Chai does, and all right, like Chat Chai like is a high level boxer and also a high level Muay Thai fighter, right? Okay. In both disciplines, and put them together, right? So Chat Chai's always sitting, on every one of the like of their punches, right? Yeah, and they're able to do that. You know what I mean? Like by maintaining a balance, right? So that it's bump, yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's a lot to think about, but I also like having that to think. It's one of the reasons I like yoga so much, because like you're always working on where your body is and figuring out where your body is in space. And this is all fairly new for me, so it's like it's a lot to think about, but it's a lot that I like to think about.
Well, if you want to check out Chat Chai Saksa Cool, you know, like there's some really, really great instructional videos that like Sylvie Von Douglas E2 has with him, and he's got Instagram. You can go and check out like how he transfers weight. The way that he transfers weight is just dope as fuck. All right, and it like allows for a lot, you know, like to happen, a lot more power, a lot more speed. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, let's work on this premise. Let's work. All right. So you're here. Yeah, there you go. And just go ahead and feel your weight like on your rear foot. As you throw your hook. And feel your weight on your front foot as you throw your cross. Nice and easy. Yeah. Try to punch up a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like I'm punching at chest.
Don't punch chest level. I like to say that only billionaires, bullies, and bootlickers punch down. And we don't want to be any of those things. All right? Punch up. Punch up. There you go. Feel that weight transfer. Do it a little slowly so you can feel it, right? So you can feel it. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Now, with that weight transfer premise, I want you to see that every single punch, regardless of what it is, as well as the elbows, are going to be able to come off of pretty much that. Okay, I said that there are 3 different types of strikes. There's really 4, all right, but there's 3 main strikes. The 2 are the most important. Those are rounded strikes. And then jutting strikes. Jut. Jut. Okay. These are jutting. Like your hip just kind of juts. Right. Whereas this one's here. Then you also have spinning strikes. Then you have flying strikes. You know what I mean? Like, but those are less common. Right. Okay. So most of the time you're going to be doing rounded strikes. Jutting strikes, and all of them are going to be able to be done off of these 2 premises. So when you're throwing one technique, you're throwing all the techniques. All right? So I want you to think about all of those techniques off of this weight transfer premise that I just showed you. All right? And I want you to also think about the fact that if you don't throw a punch or a strike, it's a slip.
All right.
It's all the same, okay? Every single thing you're doing is the same, but you got to get yourself used to being able to transfer your weight, like fluidly, so that you can do all of them whenever it makes the most sense, based on what it is that you're seeing, the information that you're reading. So now, get back in that stance, transfer your weight, in the same way, but now see that you can throw so many different strikes and also your slips, and bob and weave off of this same premise. Up, whoa, It's all the same, but you gotta transfer your weight, yeah? Yeah. Hey Ziggy, could you hand me those boxing mitts that are sitting over there on the... My silly ass left them over there. Thank you so much. Now throw a boxing combination and then check a kick, okay? Feel how it feels to throw that boxing combination and check kicks off of it. Yeah? Again, like at the end of it, throw the end, check with your lead kick off of the boxing combination.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Does that feel a little easier?
Yeah, like once I kind of get into the swing of it, I'm like, oh, I need to be here, or my body needs to be here.
Yeah.
After I've done this, if I'm over here,
then you can't.
Do anything.
Yeah, yeah, because you're like up here, right?
Right.
And like, yeah, you got to go like rock all the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have to be like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There are going to be times where it makes sense. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like to really commit hard to that kind of stuff. Because like I said before, rules are made to be broken.
Right.
Right? These rules are just like fundamentals that are going to help you become better at breaking the rules eventually.
Right.
And knowing when. Because these fundamentals, they're rules for a reason. Most of the
Right.
time, you're going to find that they apply.
Like you said, you're a
Right.
musician. You have to learn the scales first before you know when to just play outside of them.
Exactly. Yeah. So, all right. So go ahead and grab your boxing gloves. Yeah. How am I doing so far?
Good.
Yeah,
Doing
fun?
good. Yeah.
Yeah,
having fun.
cool, awesome. Give me a little bit of consent, thank you. Yeah. All right, so give me a jab. Again. Again. Good, nice, give me a cross. Jab cross. Good. Hook.
Oh.
Hook.
Okay. Sorry.
Good. Transfer that weight, Again. All right. And cross. Hook. Yeah, cross hook. Uppercut. Up,
Sorry.
other one. Sorry. Up. Oh, good. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Up. Good. Up. Step. Step. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Up. Good. Hook, cross, hook. Oh, good. Again. Up. Oh, again. Up. Oh, there you go. Nice. Uppercut. Hook. And cross. Top. Oh, and again. Shove. Oh, nice. jab, body cross, yeah? Bop.
Jab, and then
body cross.
Oh, body cross. So.
Yeah? Bop, bop. That is a hook. Yeah, that's a body shot like that. Cross to the body. See?
Oh.
Yeah?
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so you go bop, bop. Yeah?
All right.
Bop, bop. Ah, nice. Again. Bop, bop. All right, so try not to bring it down here and then hook it. Let it come straight off of your face. All right, so look at how I go. I go bop, bop. Yeah? Okay, you can also go to here, okay? Like there, I do that a lot, okay? But what I want to see right now is just you being able to go bop, bop. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, just straight bop and then right down. Bop, like that.
Okay.
Yeah?
So
Bop, 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 good. Again. Bop and bop. Good. Let's go ahead and add that again at the end. Bop, bop, bop. One more time. Bop, bop, bop. Ow.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. That's mine. Bad pad holder. Bad pad holder. All right. All right. One more time. Bop.
Sorry.
Bop, bop, bop. Again. Bop, bop, bop. Cross. Bop and uppercut. Hook, cross, bop, bop, bop. Oh. Bop, bop, bop. Oh. Cross hook, cross. Cross hook, cross. Oh. Bop, bop, bop. Relax and breathe. Relax and breathe. Uppercut, hook, cross. Bop, bop, bop. Good, good, good. Jab, body cross. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah. All right, jab, cross, hook to the body here. Yeah.
Jab, cross, hook.
Hook to the head. Yeah.
Hook, and then hook.
Jab, cross.
Jab.
Jab, cross. It's all right. Jab,
Jab,
cross,
cross.
hook to the body.
Hook.
Hook to the head. There you go. One more time. Jab. It's all right. Jab, cross, hook, hook to the body, hook to the head. Bop, bop.
Overthinking.
Yep. Up, pop. There you go. All right, let's take just a short break. All right?
Okay.
Yeah. Breathe for a second. Don't worry about it too much. Yeah?
Just like with dancing, I always find it difficult to follow directions.
Are you a dancer?
No.
No?
But I do it with my my partner. So.
Oh, yeah. I actually always tell people that dancers are the best.
Yeah,
Like the best fighters.
Choreography.
Yeah, it's choreography.
Know the next move, know where your body is in space.
With a partner?
Yeah.
Literally, like boxing, like fighting is just violent dancing.
Now
like,
you're just giving her more reasons to make me dance. It's so funny because like even though I'm a musician,
yeah,
I get stressed out when I dance.
It's
I always
okay.
feel so awkward.
Yeah, I do relate to that. Okay, there are things that stress us out that you'd think hypothetically should not. Give me some love. Yeah. All right. Jab, cross, body hook,
Jab,
head
cross.
hook. That's right. Yep. Bop, 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 bop. Good. And again. Bop, 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 bop. Hey, one more time. Bop, bop.
Jab, cross.
Yup. Bop, 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 bop. Make sure that you bring this back to your face also. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. Relax, bud. Relax, bud. We're just fucking pals hanging out. We're doing the thing, you know? NBD, LOL. Yeah? All right, so. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah. Again. Bop, 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 bop. Try to bring this back to your face.
After the.
In between. Yeah? So you go bop, 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 bop. Yeah? Not that you won't sometimes leave it out there, all right? But if your default is to go bop, bop, this leaves a lot of openings. Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're fighting someone who's a clincher.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if you go like this and like this, it's like they can just come straight in. They can elbow you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and just latch straight on. And I will.
Right.
Okay, just so you know, this is a thing that I will do.
Right.
Okay, so yeah. Yeah. All right, one more time. Bop, 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 and again. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, hey! Good job. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. Bump, 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 bump. Ah, good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Bop, 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 bop. Ah, nice, 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 nice. Oh. Overhand, body hook, head hook. Okay? So, overhand, bop, yep, and just dup, bop, yep. There you go. Whoop, bop, bop, ah, and one more time. Bop, 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 And one more time. Bop, bop, bop. That was good. Let's do it again for funsies. Bop, bop, bop. Good job. All right.
Stuff that's hard to train when you're just kicking your bag at home.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like you can train a lot of stuff by yourself as long as you've got good coaching when you're around. You know what I mean? Like other people. I personally, I really adore. Like I believe that shadow boxing is probably the most important practice when it comes to fighting. I think that most coaches would agree with that.
Why do you say that?
Because you have to visualize it. Okay, and if you can figure out how to look good while you're shadow boxing, then you're gonna look good on pads. You're gonna look good on the bag. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna be more fluid. You know what I mean? When you're sparring as well.
Especially because your kicks and punches aren't landing on anything, so your body has to be even
you're
more
controlling. Imbalanced. You're learning how to control and be in balance. That's right. Yeah. All right. Hey Ziggy, could you do me another solid? Could you hand me my mouth guard that's over there? It's in the red and pink case that's just like by the Dawn detergent right there. Thank you so much, friend. All right. So now, if it's okay, I'm gonna kick you and punch you a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you with the pads.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit. Just check your guard. I promise that I'm not gonna like fuck you up.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'm only gonna hurt you maybe a little bit. Okay.
Got it.
A very friendly amount.
Right.
Yeah.
Friendly amount of pain.
Yeah.
Like it.
Like I think you read over there on the board that just because you signed the waiver and you came in here, that does not give us the right to do anything we want to you.
Right.
Okay. This is consensual violence. Okay, and it's only consensual if you're able to say no at any moment, right? If you're able to walk away at any moment, okay?
Got it.
If you're not able to do that, then it's no longer consent, okay?
Got it.
You're just doing violence, okay? And there's a lot of places that build a lot of tough guys that, you know what I mean? Like they're like that, okay? But I want to build a different type of tough person here.
Luckily, nowhere I've ever trained.
Yeah, I imagine that Boxing Works is not like that. No. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. 1, 2. Up, up. Give me a rear kick. Up. Oh, good, good. Now give me that left. Up. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Give me another one of those. Up. Oh, up. And up. 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 Hup, hup, relax, relax, flow through the movements. I'm like a monkey see, monkey do sort of a coach, a pad holder, right? I like to just sort of raise it,
see where,
you know what I mean? Like, and let the fighter start to see the target.
Right.
Rather than memorizing
like
a pattern, you know what I mean? Like I would rather have the fighter see it and go, oh, that's there. Yeah. Right? That's my thing, okay? So I want to encourage you to keep me in the middle anytime you want, okay? Punch me in the middle anytime you want. Come forward and knee me anytime you want, right here, yeah? And if I put the pad on my forehead, that's an elbow, okay? I'll probably bring it off as you're elbowing, but this is an indicator. Yeah, so that you know that that I want you to be striking closer to my face as an elbow. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so keep my middle, knee my middle, punch my middle with abandon. Yeah, and if it happens to do this, I want you to do a correlative elbow strike, yeah, around that. This right here is this, yeah. This right here is up, yeah. This right here is more of like a, yeah, exactly, yeah. Or you can also, yeah, do that. Just, yeah. And other than that, now you know the language.
Right.
You know what I mean? And let's speak the language with one another, shall we?
Yep.
Yeah. Come here. Good. Yo, yeah. Good. Nice. Again, give me a jab and a left kick. Hop. Good. Hop and again. Hop. Nice. Bye, Ziggy. Good work today. Good. So, yeah, I like it. Oh, yeah. Good. Good. Sabai. You're doing great.
Thank you.
You're doing great. I just want you to breathe and be a little, I can see their tension in your shoulders.
Right.
Let it go a little bit. Yeah, let it go a little bit. Oh, do you know how to parry a teep? So this one, yeah, usually it's like side to side, right? So if I throw my left, yeah, you're gonna wanna like that, going in and out, yeah, because you wanna bring me to here most of the time, okay? So if I do my right, it's gonna be the same, but you're gonna go that way because you wanna bring me over here, right? Okay, yeah. You want me to put my back to you. Right? Take away my weapons, my tools. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna throw my teep. Sup? Yeah. Good. One more time. Up. Good. Good. 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, there you go. One more time. So when you're close and you throw a knee, right, go ahead and try to get a hold here. Okay? This is also good. Okay? Yeah? But over here is better. I'm sorry, is it okay if I touch you?
That's fine.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did it without asking. I don't normally do that, but oftentimes if somebody's already indoctrinated into this kind of thing, they know what they're getting into, but I still like to ask for consent. It's okay if I touch you?
Fine.
So over here, this, is what you want to kind of go for. If you're here and you go, whoop, you want to get this left wall, but all right, this is the best case scenario. Obviously, sometimes put your guard up, you're going to end up, right? Okay, getting a hold of something is always better than nothing, right? Yeah, but best case scenario, try to train for the best case scenario. We can actually get it through, you know what I mean? Like, and get that, you know what I mean? Like, get that fucking,
Just pull them into it.
Yeah, pull them into it, exactly. So give me that left, and stop. Feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, right there. Yeah, all right. So again. Good, good. Now the other side. This one, get to where, yeah. Latch it in, latch it in. There you go, hump, hump, good. Yeah, boom, yeah. Yeah, let's take a break, okay? Yeah. What's that? Oh yeah. Yeah, it's nothing but a party over here. Yeah? How is this for you so far?
It's good.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Having a good time.
Good.
Learning some stuff.
So, if it's okay with you, we can do a couple of different things right now.
Okay.
We could either spar a little bit if you would like, or you could take off your wraps and we could work on clinch a little bit.
Okay.
You know, like, and you know, you can always put, you know, like your gloves back on and we could spar a little bit after if you would like. But like, it's up to you, right? I would say
clinch is definitely my weakest part of this.
So I can show you some clinch stuff.
Yeah.
So take off your wraps, yeah, and we'll work on some clinch together. But I see a lot of improvements. You have like a lot of power, you know, like, and when you're tense, you have a lot of power, but when you're relaxed and you're like in alignment, you have so much more, you know, like explosivity.
Right.
Like your ability to accelerate into a movement, you know what I mean, like is higher, right? So.
I guess old fast twitch muscles die hard. I used to do track back in like high school and stuff.
Well, that is fucking awesome, okay? Because you're like, you should, you know what I mean? Like being good at this sport requires the muscle memory and the ability, like either you have to build it or you have to already have possessed it because you did, you know what I mean? Like something in your past, right?
When I started at the beginning of the year, it was my first time doing any martial arts in about 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm 41 now, so.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're a little kid.
I was big and fat, and I got real skinny, and then I went on vacation for 3 months, and I got back to here.
Who fucking cares?
You know,
the truth of the matter is that you should just be healthy.
Yeah.
You know that like all the data about like weight that exists out there, right? That like most of it is predicated. Are y'all leaving? Bye, Vanessa. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye, y'all. See you. So all the like fitness data, like all the like health data that exists out there, most of the data that's been collected has been already predicated on the idea that being fat is bad.
Right.
Okay. Most like the closest equivalent that I could give to you is the idea. Are you aware of like how doctors treat black people?
Yes.
You are aware
yes,
of this.
Aware of that, yeah.
Okay, so if you're aware of how like doctors treat black people as if they're more resistant to pain,
right.
You know what I mean? Like they're more likely to complain though, or they're, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that, like all these things, right? It's like the entire concept is based around the fact that being black is wrong.
Right.
Because we live in a white supremacist culture,
right?
We also live in a fat phobic culture. We live in a skinny supremacist culture, and I'm not gonna unpack like how that is also the trappings of white supremacy right now. All right, but I can tell you this: that like almost all of the data that's been collected has been predicated on the idea that being fat is wrong.
Right.
Okay, which means that like all of it's flawed. Not only is it almost impossible to collect data about like weight and stuff like that and fatness and all this stuff in a vacuum, which is what it requires. Which is what is required in order to like to actually have true data, right? It's also built around an already existing premise, which is going to make it flawed anyway.
Right.
Because anyone, if you're looking for something, you will find it. That has scientifically been proven.
Yeah, most studies are backing into an already assumed answer.
Exactly. But you know what the data does show is that people who are overweight, right, live longer and happier lives than people who are underweight. Okay. That data is actually very conclusive. And we know that because, not to say that there isn't something wrong with how we judge what's overweight, right? Right. But we do have these metrics, right, that judge how, you know what I mean, like what is overweight, okay? Right. And I'm not talking about obesity, this is another question entirely. The health impacts of people who are obese, those are also documented, right? But from a fundamental perspective of what data shows, people who when you ask people who are what we consider to be overweight, right, versus people who are what we consider to be underweight, what their quality of life is like, and whether or not they live longer or shorter, the data is really fucking conclusive. Right. People who are overweight live longer and are happier in their lives.
And I feel like the actual answer there is if you're happier and more content with yourself, you live a better life. You have a better standard.
Also, if you're feeding yourself, right, then you're fueling yourself.
Yeah, when you're underfeeding yourself, you're unhappy. Everything is crap.
And you're exactly. You don't have the fuel you need to keep your fucking vital organs going.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, so many people go on crash diets and then they're just and then it bounces right back.
Right. No, we're not going to unpack all that. I just wanted to give you that because it is common, especially for fighters, to feel very, you know what I mean, I am too fat. I'm too, you know what I mean, this or that. Our fight promotion, we don't allow water cutting. We ask people to fight at their walking around weight, right? We ask people to check in with us halfway through their fight camp to see where their body weight is. Right. You know what I mean? So that we can make sure, because if you train a lot and you're fueling yourself, you will also still lose weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But it's keeping that in perspective and making sure that people aren't starving themselves, asking them what their nutrition is like. Right. You know what I mean? What they're, asking these questions that actually lead to better outcomes is extremely important to the way that we do things, because so much about what happens in fight sports is so toxic, inherently wrong. Right. That it's not just fight sports, but so much about our society is inherently wrong, and fight sports is a microscope, right? Yeah. That just hones in on so much of the shit that's fucked up, right?
Yeah, it's I feel like cutting weight tends to be not cheating, but it's getting yourself to an unnaturally low weight.
It is sanctioned cheating. Yeah. It is absolutely sanctioned cheating, and we can leave it there. Yeah. Anyway, so. I just wanted to say that because I think it's important to think about those things. It is. And you can feel how you feel about yourself, but you're in my gym. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm going to take a little bit of extra time to explain some of these premises to you, because I think they're important, because a lot of coaches haven't spent time actually paying attention to this kind of stuff, and they don't interact with the marginalized population. Right. You know what I mean? Who are experiencing a Venn diagram of various different forms of oppression. Right. Right? They aren't people who are experiencing various different forms of oppression. Right. And even if they are, a lot of the time they have bought into the paradigm of culture, right? Right. And so it causes them to not be curious.
And they also don't know even to look outside. You don't know to ask a question that you have no idea about.
Yeah. Yeah. And we are based around asking questions, around knowledge, right? Yeah. What can make us the healthiest, you know what I mean? How can we change this world that we occupy, all of it? You know what I mean? But by starting in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only real change you can make, is in your own sphere of influence.
Fucking correct. Yeah. But that shit has ripple effects.
Exactly.
All right? Anyway, so let's go ahead and get back to training. We'll clinch a little bit. Yes. All right, so I want you to start out, come in here, right? Put your hands up like this. All right, we're gonna play patty cake. All right. All right, maybe you've seen this, maybe you've done this before. Yeah. I don't know how heavily boxing works clinches. I'm assuming pretty well, because they seem to have good clinchers. All right. Better boxers, but really good clinchers. All right. So when I get to here, right? But right? I have an entry point, okay? So, and if I hear, entry point, okay? All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to feel, okay? Feel that? What's there? What can you do there?
I can come around.
Yeah, that's right. So you want to, when you're here, you...
So I'm like, just, it's controlling your
Controlling my hand, yeah, controlling my wrist, controlling my arm. If I'm here, I go whoop, like that, okay? Yeah, if I'm here, I go whoop. Notice how I'm maintaining contact.
Right.
Okay? The reason to maintain contact is very, very important because if I do this and you decide to go over, I have to be able to know, right? I have to be able to feel it so that I can slide, okay?
Right.
All right? So this is, you know what I mean, the game, right?
Yeah.
So you're here, you feel this, right? You come in. Nope, that's the wrong one. If you're here, nope. So if you're on the outside, then you go in. Yeah. If I'm on the inside, you go over.
Yeah. So here.
Like that. Yeah. Here, let me go ahead and do it to you a few times so you can feel it. Yeah. Feel that. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. I'm control. I get to here and yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm here already. So I right here with flipper fingers. Shup. Whoop. Yeah. Shup. Whoop. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right.
Clinching is, I barely touched it when I started, so.
That's okay.
That's why it's the weakest
part. A lot of people don't clinch. Yeah. We are a Muay Sok gym overall. Like, I'm an elbow fighter, and I teach more elbows than a lot of coaches.
Okay.
Because I'm the coach of a gym full of marginalized people, and elbows are the least understood of all of the weapons that are on a human body, which
I feel like
means
they can come out of nowhere really fast.
Which means that for us, like because we might get attacked on the street, right? I don't talk about that on the mat, very much. What I talk about is sport, right? Because violence that could happen to us is already implied just by walking out onto the street. Right. Okay? Like it's like this world is explicitly violent. You know what I mean? Like towards, queer and trans people, especially towards like queer and trans people who are black, right? Who are like Latina, right? Who are Asian, right? Okay? Like there's, you know what I mean? Like this world is already explicitly violent against them, right? So the implied violence that exists out there, we all know it, so we talk about sport, we talk about athletics, okay? Because I don't want to re-traumatize anybody who comes into this building, into this space, right? We're trying to take as many of that shit out, okay? I'm already giving you an interview, just so you know, right? But I'm giving it in the context of training. Right, that's totally okay. Yeah. So we're here, right? We learn this thing that not everybody knows how to do, okay? So that we can exploit that, right? All right, so go ahead. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And you show, don't throw. You're doing a good job, right? You're not trying to make contact with my face. You're just trying to feel how to do it, right? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Good. Good. All right, so now I'm gonna do it too. Okay? So I want you to think about like staying in contact for the most part. You'll notice that when I go to when you go over, right? I do this, I bring my arm up to kind of like get it up, and I'll also come up here. If you notice, right? I'm not like doing this, right? Because I'm not opening up, I don't want to open this up, right? I may well let go of this hand, which is oftentimes a clinching no-no. All right, it's a clinching no-no to like release control of either of the appendages. But the thing is that right now we're not clinching necessarily. Right. Like right now we're like just in the entry point, right? As soon as we start to actually move to here, right? Now we're clinching.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I want to make sure that I'm.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that I've always got the points of contact.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that I'm controlling your center line and making it so that you can't elbow me.
Right.
Right. Okay. And that's like points of control are here, here, here.
Right.
Yeah. Here. Yeah. And here. Okay.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like but you got to control the center line. All right. You'll understand this better when you watch it back.
Right.
Okay. And that'll help you later.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So
that's why I've been doing this mostly, just so I know what I'm doing.
yeah, it's cool. So come on. Good. Yeah.
So when you come up the center, what is a good parry or?
So it's come here. You can cut across like that. I like to go ahead and throw that up elbow at me.
Oh, just.
Yeah, you see how like I'm just like
in a glove too.
Yeah, you're in a glove, so I just pop like that, right, and then move it, right, so that this is here, right, to block it, and it also is getting rerouted.
Right.
Okay, because I also want to like disrupt, you know what I mean,
Right.
like, and be able to counter with my own elbow.
Right.
Right. So, you know, like, so it's important to like basically try to, you know, like control it. You see how like I bring this up here now,
Right.
Right, and I'm blocking that, or I'm gonna Dracula guard across,
Right.
you know,
can't get-
and then you can't get in,
Really at the
right?
top,
And
you
I
can't
can,
get that. Right.
you know what I mean? Like I can bring mine right over there.
Right.
So these, you know, the most important thing is that you keep in mind that this is precious.
Yeah.
Okay, that you don't want to get cut.
Right.
Right? And that like, and so you need to control, you know, like the arms of the other person that you're up against. And if you're not controlling actively, i.e. touching them and have, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like one of the, you know what I mean? Like the areas where it needs to be. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then like you've got to get up top.
Right.
Right? You gotta like fucking get here and make sure that like shell up a bit and pay attention to that.
Right.
Okay? So anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so another thing you want to do when you get closer, all right?
Right.
Look at how my feet.
Oh, you're more squared.
So here's the thing to think about. If I'm heavy boxing, bum, 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 right? Okay, I start in that. As soon as I come to here,
Right.
see that?
More squared up.
I square up. Yeah, my spine goes homophobic. My shoulders come up here, yeah? And my head, like my chin is turtled. This is too much, right? Because again, you don't want to tire yourself out by using all the muscles, right?
Yeah.
You just want to,
Just protecting your ears.
you're just protecting yourself, yeah? So I'm here, now I'm protecting myself. Also, if you do this coming in, you can cut one of your, like your partner, you know what I mean? Like you can cut your training partner so this is how you're coming in.
Right.
Okay? So you kind of like want to do this. And the other thing is that if you're coming in like this, your posture.
Right, it's easy to get.
Exactly. Okay? So like this has the dual purpose of being protective for you and also protective for the other person that you're working with. This isn't left way, you know, like, you know what that is?
No, I don't.
It's another sport. It's from Burma or Myanmar, yeah, and like they use headbutts also.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically Muay Thai but with headbutts also. Yeah.
9 limbs.
Yeah, yeah. So now make sure that your foot, get your feet, like get them nice and wide, a little bit wider. There you go, because you got to be nice and sturdy. Yeah. Notice that you're bladed, yeah? And if you're bladed, I can rock you, yeah? I can turn you, yeah? Like when you're doing that, it's easier for me to get you off of balance, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like if you're like more square here, yeah, it's like much more difficult to like unbalance, okay? So like as soon as you get here.
Oh yeah, see, I come in head
Yeah,
first.
exactly. You're coming in head first, and when you do that, I'm just gonna, yeah, chop, chop. Yeah.
The end of that round.
That's the end of, it could be the end of the bite, right? So, anyway. Breathe, relax. Relax. All right, I'm gonna show you one more thing.
Okay.
Okay, before we stop, because it's 3:15.
Right.
Yeah, we can do a little short interview if there's anything that we didn't cover that you'd like to get, all right? But I'm gonna show you one more thing.
Okay.
Okay? So, if you use all of your muscles, right, you're not gonna be able to breathe, all right?
Right.
So where is the most important place to have tension? All right, I'm gonna assume you don't know that.
Right.
This is a leading question. Wrist, fingers. Yeah,
Keep
here.
these hard.
Keep these, yeah. You gotta latch in here, yeah, as you're doing this. My biceps and my forearm are going to be flexed some because of just the flexion of doing this.
I feel like you want to be at like 90-degree angles, because then like
often
keeping it like that it takes less muscle, I guess.
Yeah. So this right here, like, feel that right there? Yeah. This is what you want. Yeah. When I get in here, yeah, I latch in. This is the place. This is the thing, right?
Yeah.
You feel that? Yeah.
Right.
So most of it's here. Then you've also got this lift. Okay. The rest of it is all just supplemental shit that's gonna like just kind of end up being flexed because of the other stuff that you're doing, but it's not where you wanna.
Yeah, I'm not like
Yeah, you're not squeezing, you don't wanna be like holding this. When you flex all the muscles in your body, you can't breathe.
Right.
Okay, so being good at clinch, all right, requires you to relax, but it requires you to know what, you know what I mean, like what to work and what not to, right?
Okay.
So this right here, yeah, this is gonna be your most important flexion point, yeah, for like what you're, you know, like where you're like
just making the hooks.
Flexion, yeah, exactly. And then the other stuff is just gonna happen. Remember to breathe, right? Remember to keep your shoulders up, but don't, you know what I mean? Like don't completely like, right? Because you're not gonna be able to breathe.
Yeah.
You're gonna be stressed out, yeah? And you wanna try and mitigate as much of that as possible.
Yeah, I'd say find peace, but that's not quite the right term. You get what I mean. Just
but I mean,
find your like little
I personally believe that a calm fighter, yeah, is a deadly fighter.
Yeah.
Just like I believe that a pretty fighter is a deadly fighter. I think that the prettiest fighters, okay, and the calmest fighters are the fighters that you most have to watch out for a couple of reasons, all right? There's people who are tense are scary, okay, because like they come in hard like a bull, right? They've got really, really heavy fucking shit, right? And if you aren't careful, and it only takes one.
Right.
Yeah, this is why people always have the puncher's chance. It only takes one.
Yeah.
So if somebody's really, really tense, you know what I mean? Like then they can rock you, and you know what I mean? Like, and then you're theirs for the rest of the fight, okay? But if you can let somebody who's like that run their course without, you know what I mean, psychologically fucking, you know what I mean, like freaking out, without playing their game, without like, you know what I mean, like becoming stressed, right? Then they're gonna burn themselves out.
Right.
Yeah? And then you still have gas in the tank, you know? And you've also learned their fucking tactic.
Right.
You know, which is like, I gotta finish this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never going, right? This is a time game, right? Like, and the longer that you are able to let someone else, you know, like, just like, you know what I mean? Like, burn and waste their fucking energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more opportunity you're gonna have later, you know, like to assert yourself. Exactly. So staying defended, you know what I mean? Like staying in the, you know what I mean? Like in the pocket, you know, like this is gonna help you be a better fighter, like in general. And I also wanna say that maybe you don't ever plan on fighting. I had my first fight when I was 40.
Okay.
All right?
I'm right there.
I have 12 now. Wow. You know, I'm almost 47. All right, so, and I still fight. So, you know, and if you're careful about how you fight, if you practice being a little bit more evasive rather than like,
just running and
taking everything, then your potential for longevity in being a fighter will, you know, like be exponentially longer.
Right.
You know, like I don't know about you, but like I didn't have a lot. I'm a career musician. I was a fucking weirdo. Like I thought that all athletics were for fucking jock assholes, and so I stayed the fuck away from it. You know, for almost all my life.
Right.
Right. And so I didn't have a lot of injuries. You know, like that, like were really fucking me up. You know, like that are impacting me now.
Right.
You know, like I like, you know, like a lot of people that are younger, they do sports, you know, like for long periods, they have a bunch of shit that like builds up that accumulates.
Right. I never played like football or anything. I played baseball. I was forced to play baseball when I was a kid.
I played baseball too. Yeah. I loved Little League, but
definitely
like
less stressful on your body than other sports.
Yeah.
For sure.
So like, you know, the benefit of starting late means that you also, you know, like don't have as many injuries that are already gonna like act against you, right? If you train smart, you know, like, and you like fuel yourself well, you know, like you let yourself build to there. If you want to, you may not want to. That's, you know what I mean? Like, that's whatever. But I'm just letting you know that like it is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in boxing works, they tell me, like, look, just because you're older doesn't mean that you can't fight. There's plenty of, like, we match you up with somebody close to your age.
Yeah.
And your skill level. Like, the whole point isn't to beat the shit out of each other, knock each other out. It's to technically. But it's like,
it can be, but it's mostly about sport.
Yeah.
I tell our fighters very directly that, like, I'm not interested in fighters who want to kill their opponent.
Right.
Like, I want fighters who like see the person that they're fighting as someone who is a comrade, like someone who is interested in the same thing as them, someone who is human, right, and is doing this thing because they hopefully love it too.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, like, and y'all want to do it together, right? Which means that like you might knock them out, you know, like, but you should go into the fight with the idea, you know, like that, like hurting them for life is not, you know what I mean? Like I know I've already had this experience with fighters here who came in and they come from very complex PTSD, you know, like, and they have this desire, you know, like to prove themselves in a way that is like toxic, and they have, you know, like a way of interacting with violence that like is like retribution, you know what I mean? Like it's like they're placing their abuser on the opponent that they're like going into the ring with.
Right.
And I'm like, sis, no. You know, like that.
That's just a bad path.
It's wrong. You know, like, and it will, I say let that fuel you, but also unpack that and let the unpacking heal you.
Right.
Because you're going to be a better fighter, you know, like if like you're not stuck in traumatic response. Because traumatic response is, you know, like it's the fucking killer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I've really had, like, as part of my life. It's part of my journey going through life, as most people here at this gym. You know, it's just something I can never truly understand.
Yeah.
That way, I try to. And I always try to be empathetic towards anybody that I know and meet, and generally hang out with. You know,
as you would want to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like, you do have PTSD from some things. I'm not saying that I know anything that like you've been through, but I will say that like you live in capitalism. You know what I mean? Like you've had to like have a job, right?
Right.
You've had to worry about that, correct? You sometimes worry about where your next meal is going to come from. Maybe, I don't know. You know, like maybe you're well off, and maybe that's not something.
Of course, I've definitely had to worry about where my next meal was going to come from.
Exactly, and this is a trauma that our society inflicts on every single person that we don't think about.
Right.
You know, like, but there's a school of therapy that is you know, like that exists now that definitely, you know, like unpacks this, you know, like this very serious trauma that we all experience that we take for granted because we think that that's just how
and it's not like
life
it's described as trauma because it's just on everybody.
Because it's just on everybody and it's there, but it is trauma.
Right.
Right. The possibility of having your housing, you know, like and having food insecurity, you know, like the possibility of like, you know, like of, you know, all of this stuff, you know, this is a trauma. You know, like, and it's a trauma that doesn't have to exist in our society because we have everything you possibly could fucking imagine.
Yeah.
The scarcity is only baked.
It's all manufactured.
It's all manufactured. You know, they throw away tons and tons and tons of food every single fucking day. You know, that could be
it's not aesthetic.
Or because they want people to pay for it.
Right.
They don't throw it away because of how it looks necessarily.
Yeah.
Right? Like they throw it away because they don't want people getting free stuff.
Right, like in a bagel shop throwing out the bagels at the end of the day, then pouring bleach on it or something like that. So.
Exactly. Exactly, because this is this normalized standard that if you can't afford our stuff, you're a piece of shit and you don't deserve it.
Right.
This is a trauma that we all experience because we know even if we aren't there yet, we're still experiencing it because we know that it could happen.
And we're closer to that than the people in power.
Than people who will never have to worry about that shit. And that is like something that we all collectively experience that we don't talk about. You know, like that like is an intense fucking collective trauma.
Right. Yeah. Most people are 1 to 6 months away from having that be on the table.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. So, do you have any questions? Do you have a place that you want us to stand or do?
Actually, I think we touched on most of the things that I kind of wanted to touch on with you.
Cool.
I really appreciate your spending extra time with me and
of course.
showing me everything. I had a great time.
I'm glad. I always tell people that it's like it's this amount, you know, like, and it's an hour, but it's like it's how long, you know what I mean? Right. Like it takes for us to like get through whatever it is that we want to get through.
Right.
You know, like I'm like this is a low barrier access project. Okay. So we have, I think I told you a little bit, but like we have extra gloves that are nice. We have extra shin pads that are nice.
Yeah.
Okay. We have extra elbow pads, right? Because we're a sock gym. We work on elbows, right? We have extra knee pads, right?
And they're all expensive.
Yeah. We have extra wraps. Yeah. And people pay what they can. All right. Yeah. We have a policy of nobody being turned away due to lack of funds at this gym. All right. So some people pay $195 a month. Some people pay $250. Some people pay $25. You know. Yeah. Some people don't pay at all. All right. But our average is around $120 a month, and we're in the most expensive neighborhood. You know, like
by far
in Seattle. But that's able to happen because we understand that we are so close to the light rail and transit that people from all over the city, all right, can access us in a way.
It's really easy access to get here.
Exactly. And our whole thing is low barrier access, right? Low barrier access to this type of training, you know, and this type of community that most people like feel entirely excluded from.
Yeah.
And that most people, you know, like they're totally fucking terrified. You know, like.
I mean, it was really tough for me to go into my first one, and I'm cis, not white, but I'm cis male, relatively athletic looking, but like going into something like this is really daunting.
Of course it is.
Especially if you're in a marginalized community, it can be even more daunting, especially with a bunch of like fighter guys tend to have this rap of being like meatheady.
And they are.
And a lot of them are.
There are a lot of them who are also really nice.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them that are really nice who have really abhorrent, fucked up politics and ideas still.
Yeah.
You know, like, but most fighters who are worth a damn, you know, like, who, especially Muay Thai fighters, who, like, really are, like, credible and who have, like, good technique, like, especially if they've, like, been to Thailand and actually experienced Thailand they've actually like, you know, like understood some of the cultural differences.
Yeah.
A lot of the time they like, and I'm not talking about people who go to like the like other, like the other fucking like farang. Do you know what that word means?
Yeah.
It means foreigner in Thai. Like the other farang camps. That's like all just like a bunch of foreigners who are like there because it's a famous gym.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and they're like the people who go there, like especially to smaller gyms and who like pretty much only interact with Thai people. You know, like who struggle with communication of language, and you know what I mean? Like, and have to like, you know, like
mime out what they're trying to.
Yeah, like these people start to understand premises and unpack things that a lot of other folks don't. Right? And when they do, once they have, they start to see a culture and not just the things that they place on the culture. Do you know what the term limerence means?
No, I don't.
It's a therapy term, and it basically means like that you place your own values and expectations on someone else.
Okay.
Right? So like a lot of the time it happens like it's in reference to dating, right? Like so when you first meet someone, you're like you're imagining them as this like perfect
person that's like you and thinks like you.
Exactly, and like it's just like exactly what you were looking for. And usually we find out that everybody's themselves, right? And like that like, you know, like ends up breaking people up.
Yeah.
Because like I thought that they were this, and it's like, yeah, because like, you know, and they're doing it to each other mutually, right? This is a very common thing that happens. Well, human beings have a tendency of doing that to all over the place, right? And especially people who have very little experience, you know, who haven't lived overseas,
or even out of their town.
Even out of their towns, exactly. Even if their town is big, right? You can be from Chicago, you know, like it's less likely that you're not gonna like come in contact with a bunch of other people who aren't like you and start to understand them better, but it's still possible, right? And so when you create, you know, like when you walk into every situation thinking that you already understand it, then you're never going to understand anything.
Right.
You know, because like you're just placing your values on everything.
Right.
Right? And a lot of fighters do that. Right? Like, but luckily there are also a lot of fighters out there who, you know, like they go out there and they're like, oh shit, things aren't like this. Unfortunately, there's heavy propaganda that works towards keeping them separated, you know, like, and still believing these like the worst archetypes of toxic culture.
Right.
Right? And so this is why, and this propaganda machine has been extremely effective and has had billions of dollars poured into it.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like, as I said, combat sports are a microscope into that.
Right.
And so like, unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand a lot of things that they think that they understand because they're old wives' tales that they take for granted, that they don't know the science behind. Just like what we believe, like being fat, like the value that we ascribe, right? To being fat, the value that we ascribe to being like, you know, like black or indigenous, you know, like et cetera, you know? It's like we place these negative values, you know, like on them and walk through life believing that those things are true because they are so baked into our culture, you know, like that it's almost impossible to even question them. But once you move out of them, you start to see that that's bullshit. I'll leave you this one thought.
Okay.
You come from Boxing Works gym, okay? Like, which is like, you know, well known for having some of the finest, you know, like femme athletes in the entire world.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, you have probably sparred with really, really good women, right?
Yeah.
Okay? Like really good cis women. There are a lot of people who train that I've heard this said over and over again, where people are like, I've never fucking sparred with a woman who could dominate me at all, right?
Yeah.
And I am always like, look, one of two things is happening here, okay? Either like that woman is scared of your ego, you know, like, and you acting erratically and throwing your fucking weight around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Because if she gets one over on you, then or that guy, then he gets pissed off.
Yeah.
A hard kick knocks her out. So
Yep.
I've read about it. I've never seen that, but
it happens a lot. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like I have experienced personally many things, and I also happen to be in a position where I get to interact and have a lot of like women.
Yeah.
And various different trans. Too fucking worried about bruising your fragile little stupid ego. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they beat you.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not. And they're like, you know, and I'm just like, you know, like, and those people, they're worthless to me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that is the reigning paradigm of society. That is the belief of society.
Yeah.
You know, and that is why trans athletes, for example, are looked at as being so dangerous and yet also weak. Trans people are dangerous and weak somehow at the same time, which shows the irrationality of all of it. You know, like there's no real, you know, like rationale behind it. In fact, the data shows that trans athletes are at a statistical disadvantage to their cisgender female counterparts when in competition. There's 20 years of data from the Olympic Commission that shows that. Do you know how many trans athletes have ever won a medal?
I don't.
Zero. In 20 years.
Yeah.
All right? If you look at the data sets, trans women are at a statistical disadvantage to cisgendered women, right? And then people will say to me, well, what are we going to do to protect the trans women against the cis women? And I'm like, we're not going to do shit.
Yeah.
We're going to let them fight.
Yeah.
You know, like we're going to let them compete because this isn't an issue about, you know what I mean? Like about anything other than than misogyny, whether it be classic misogyny, trans misogyny, you know, like these things are not real.
Yeah.
You know, like, and not everybody's ready to hear that.
No.
But some people are.
Especially in the climate that we're in right now, like with everything. So.
Yeah. I would hope, I hope that one day that like Boxing Works will be a place that will champion that.
Yeah.
Because
I can see it happening there.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I can tell you that like these are the types of people, the luminaries that like need to start reading the data about this kind of stuff and need to start understanding it. Right. Because they'll actually see it play out in real time, both on their mats, you know, like, and also like in competition, should they allow their athletes to compete against trans fighters, you know, like, and this is, you know, like the thing that's virtually impossible though, because because there's such a bias.
On so many other people buying into it as well.
Yeah, 100%. Anyway, capitalism and also, changing the paradigm is almost impossible. Anyway, that's what we do here. Yeah.
Well, do you guys have any fights coming up? Do you have any fights?
March 14th, we have Rumble in Rain City 3. We'll be hosting fighters from all over the world. We got titles. A couple of these are my titles. This is our promotion, Alternative Fighter Association, AFA. We have, you know, like it's a promotion that's here in Washington. We want it to go global. We have some partners who are working on some stuff overseas as well to make this happen. Cool. And we're in negotiations with some larger sanctioning bodies as well about, you know, like going under their umbrella or at least helping them to understand more